Hey, it's me, Jen again, and today I'm giving you my 5 top reasons why I would avoid thyroid surgery if at all possible after this. Welcome to Gambling with Body Parts, the game show where we give you a scenario, you make a choice, and then we see how it works out for you. Let's meet our first contestant, Jen. What kind of a game show is this? I thought I was signing up for Jeopardy. Sorry, Jen, but you didn't quite make the cut for Jeopardy. Let's get started with your first gamble. Jen, your knee gets injured and you go to the doctor. He doesn't take any imaging and says you'll be good as new after an easy surgery. Do you take the surgery or do you wait a few weeks to see if your knee might get better on its own? Well, it seems like the doctor would know if I need surgery, and knee surgery seems like a faster option, so I'll take the knee surgery. Sorry, Jen, but it turns out you made the wrong choice. You have severe surgical complications and live the rest of your life with terrible arthritis and handicapped parking. But here's your consolation prize. This is a pair of crutches. Oh, I guess I should have seen that one coming. Yes, and you're going to need them as you'll be relearning how to walk for the next 3 months. Better luck with the next gamble, and here it is, Jen. You're diagnosed with thyroid nodules, and the doctor says they can only be removed along with the entire thyroid gland. But the surgery is no big deal, and he does them every day. Do you take the surgery or live with the nodules? Oh, this one is tricky. Nodules could mean cancer. Cancer is something I don't want. I guess I'll be okay as long as I take my thyroid meds. I'll take the surgery. Oh, Jen, it looks like you chose wrong again. It turns out you, like most other people, don't do well on thyroid medication and you feel like crap for the rest of your life. Those nodules you had ended up being benign and you lost your thyroid for nothing. And you have a giant scar on your neck, but at least you get this lifetime supply of thyroid medication. I thought you said I didn't tolerate the meds. That's absolutely right, Jen, but if you don't take them, you'll die. So here you go. This game show is an absolute nightmare. Subscribe to It's Me, Jen again, and don't gamble with your body parts. Get me out of here! Just to be clear, I don't think that all surgeries are necessarily bad or unwarranted, but surgical decisions should never be made lightly without careful consideration given to all available options. Yes, there are absolutely cases where surgery is necessary and saves lives. When confronted with the diagnosis of thyroid nodules, most patients will be offered surgery. And this is because most doctors still aren't aware of procedures like thyroid RFA and PEI. This is why it has become my mission to educate people on these non-surgical, safe, and effective alternatives. I've read countless horror stories of surgeries gone wrong and medication dosage disasters. Oftentimes, this could be avoided with just a bit of shared knowledge. And so that is why today I'm giving you my top 5 reasons why I would avoid thyroid surgery if at all possible. Reason number 1, well, it's surgery. And surgery is a big deal. How many times have you heard a doctor say, "Oh, this surgery is no big deal"? I've heard it plenty of times. I don't think doctors mean any harm by this. I just think that most patients really don't understand exactly what the doctor means when they say it's no big deal. Oftentimes, I think the doctor means it's no big deal for them, the doctor, to actually do the surgery. And one would hope that someone who's going to be cutting into your body would have a lot of skills in that department. Being put to sleep is always a big deal and carries risks. Some people don't tolerate this well, as it puts a huge stress on the body. And of course, there's always a chance that you'll wake up with a completely unexpected or unanticipated outcome, because the doctor can't know exactly what the surgery will entail until they're in the midst of the surgery itself. Being conservative about surgeries whenever possible is always less risky in general. Thyroid nodules can be safely monitored in most cases, and action can be taken later if the characteristics of that nodule change and action is warranted. Reason number 2 why I would avoid thyroid surgery if at all possible is because thyroid cancer is slow growing and rarely fatal. The statistics on thyroid cancer are very favorable for active surveillance, which just is a fancy way of saying keeping an eye on it. And while surgery is the current standard treatment for thyroid cancer, some thyroid cancers can be treated with thyroid radiofrequency ablation. This is not widely available in the US at this time, but currently there are several research studies taking place. RFA will likely become the standard treatment for some thyroid cancers in the very near future, so stay tuned for that. Reason number 3 why I would avoid thyroid surgery if at all possible: thyroid meds are really hard to get the dosage right, and many patients, while their labs are perfect, still don't feel well. The number of people who take thyroid meds, feel great, never have dosage issues, and have perfect labs are greatly in the minority. Reason number 4, complications do happen. I'm sure it's something the doctors don't love to talk about because, let's face it, how would you like it if people ask you how often do you screw up at your job? One of the most common complications of thyroid surgery is damage to the recurrent laryngeal nerve, which is the nerve that controls your voice. This nerve runs right through the thyroid, and while it's not statistically super common, damage to it does happen. I actually encountered a woman in my own ENT's office waiting room who had damage to this nerve during her surgery, and she had a very difficult time speaking. The damage isn't pretty. And reason number 5 is that there are successful and safe and effective alternatives to surgery. Thyroid RFA and PEI are growing in popularity and in prevalence. You will have to seek these procedures out on your own, most likely. Your local doctor may not be aware of them and might even dismiss them as something shady and illegitimate. But in the description of this video, you can find a link to our Facebook group where we have lots of resources that completely tell the opposite. These procedures are very legitimate, very safe, and very effective. The American Thyroid Association just recently hosted a training seminar on these procedures, which is very exciting in legitimizing these procedures in the eyes of other physicians. For more information on these procedures, join our Facebook group. The link is in the description below. And there you have it. Those are my 5 reasons why I would avoid thyroid surgery if you can help it. But remember, you have to do your own research and make the decision that's right for you personally. And that might mean getting a second, third, or fourth opinion. And that's okay. You have permission to do that and to be cautious when you're making decisions that may affect the rest of your life. So educate yourself and be your own health advocate. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon so you don't miss any of my upcoming content. And make sure you share this video with someone you know who has thyroid nodules, because I know you know someone who has thyroid nodules.
Get me out of here!
These crutches are too tall.